Often imitated, never duplicated. The one and only B. Scott. You're listening to The B. Scott Show. Get ready, love muffins. That makes me laugh every time I hear it.
And the fact that you laugh right after it makes me laugh.
Oh my goodness. Love muffins, we are back again for the B. Scott Show podcast.
Yes.
I hope you had a great weekend and ready to chat and spend some time with us.
Yeah.
What did you do over the weekend, Denver?
You know, I didn't do anything really. I went from, what did I do? I went to the gym. I was in the studio working on some stuff with a friend of mine.
Been dropping some beats.
I've been, back and forth. Yeah, that's it. It was raining. So, when it rains, I don't like to leave. So it was very much so. I'm only going to get out of the house if I have to do these things.
Not only did it rain, it was like a torrential downpour.
It was ridiculous.
On Friday, right? Is when it happened. It was shocking. I felt like the world was coming to an end in LA.
And my phone was blowing up. Like, are you going out? No. I'm not going out.
Ever.
No, absolutely not.
It was a lot. It was like literally there was a parking structure and it was so much water coming off the parking structure. It looked like a water ride. The water was just pouring, overflowing on the parking deck and literally looked like a fountain.
Did you see the sinkholes that were in Studio City?
I did. 2 cars fell into it.
Yeah, and a fire truck was in another one.
A fire truck just fell off the side of the road. I was like, what?
That was the craziest thing
in the world. Like, we went from conserve water, you can't use water, to now the dams are overflowing and it's raining every other day here in LA. The world's coming to an end. Donald Trump being president, I swear he's like the Antichrist. And he's causing all of this disturbance in the world. It's like I feel like, my mom always tells me about the book of Revelation. I feel like the book of Revelation is starting to fulfill itself. I was like, maybe she's right. Because Donald Trump, I feel like if he rubbed that orange stuff off his forehead,
you might see
it would be the mark of the beast. Seriously, it's coming down to that. Like, every other day,
oh my God. I
just keep hearing more and more Donald Trump stuff. It's like, I can't be shocked anymore. Everything that I hear is just like, oh, okay, what is it today?
Did you see that rally?
I didn't.
Oh my God. I saw part of it. I guess he had a rally in Florida, like a post-campaign rally with his supporters.
So he's already campaigning again?
He's doing more rallies because I guess that's where he gets his support or whatever. It was completely ridiculous. Like, you don't have to campaign. You've won the presidency.
Yeah.
Do some actual work.
Get to work.
I
did see where they were saying that he had paid people to be there. He put up an ad on Craigslist or something of that nature.
Oh, and then they had all these people behind him, black people holding Blacks for Trump 2020 signs, like 8 of them.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you've got to be kidding.
Do you think they were really black people or they were in blackface?
TBD. To be determined. I don't know. I do not know. But I know that they were paid.
Yeah. Before we get into the topics from lovebscott.com, the hottest topics from lovebscott.com, I wanted to give an update on the story that I talked about last week.
Okay.
Not the one about my friend who had a stink-ass attitude, but...
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, about that one, too?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to say anything more about it, but okay. So, to progress, the person unfollowed me on all social media.
Okay.
And I'm fine with it. I think it goes to... when someone does something wrong, and then turns around and act like you did something wrong... That's just further confirmation that this person needs to
bounce,
needs to be chopped, needs to be canceled. And I don't feel anything about it. Like, I haven't thought twice about it, really.
You guys haven't had a conversation or anything like that? No. Okay.
I just noticed that, I can...
I mean,
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, there was a meeting that we were supposed to go to together, and the person had withdrew themselves from the meeting. And so I was like, well, if she withdrew herself from the meeting, let me check to see if she unfollowed me on social media, and she did. And I was like, perfect, so now I can unfollow her back.
Right, that
one meeting, less person I have to keep up with.
Yeah, no, that meeting email threw me.
That was a moment.
That threw me.
Yeah. But it just shows, like, okay, it's more and more confirmation that I was in the right. I'm a firm believer, and I'll always say this, I am not two-faced. I'm not going to allow my friends to disrespect each other in front of my face or behind their backs.
I know, that's right.
That's just how I am. I'm an Aries. I don't play that. Like, I don't play this, like, some people are like that, where they will allow, certain people to come around and talk about their close friends and their presence and not say a word about it. I'm not one of those people. And I'm sure as hell not going to be sitting there and have you introduce yourself for the 10th time to the same person I mean, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah,
but anyway.
I don't know. So about this boy.
Getting back to the boy, that situation has been canceled. It's a chop, do not disturb.
Cool.
Bitch be bye. Okay. So, about the minions. Okay. So, basically, no, well, not the minions.
Oh, I was like, the more than one? Okay. New development. Ding, ding. Where's that ding?
I need a ding, ding. I need some ding, ding in my life. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, okay. So, I told you guys about the story about like how this guy I was talking to, he's not consistent. We had set up a phone call. He missed my phone call. He texted me 3 days later.
Right.
Talking about, hey, he came to town. So he was like, hey, I'm coming to town. I'm coming to town on Thursday. Okay. He told me that basically when we did the last podcast, which was on Monday. Mm-hmm. So he came to town, and I was so excited about it. Like, great, I'm going to be able to talk to him in person, tell him about his inconsistencies, and kind of see exactly where he's coming from. I'm a firm believer into we have to meet in person. We have to FaceTime. I need to see you so I can see how you react to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Okay.
Very important.
Oh, yeah. Because you can see the bullshit.
I can see the bullshit. I don't want you to be able to run away from it.
Right.
I don't...
My mama calling me, let me call you back and get out of the conversation or any of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, just furthermore, there's nothing convenient about me. If you want to be in a relationship with me, this is not convenient. This is not a relationship of convenience.
Right.
Not to say I'm going to make it difficult. I'm just saying, like, I am a priority. You don't come around when you feel like it. You don't text me when you have time. Oh, no.
Right.
I mean, you might as well go ahead and bark up another damn tree if you think this is what time is going to be. Well, anyway, he comes to town on Thursday, and I thought we were going to do dinner that night. Mm-hmm. But he said that night, he got busy.
He flaked again?
Yes.
Okay.
He got he flaked again. His job. He was busy with his job, and the meeting ran late, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then Friday comes along. I'm literally waiting around all day. We discussed going to dinner around 4 or 5 o'clock.
On that Friday?
On that Friday.
Okay.
I didn't get another text back from him until 9:30.
That's past dinner time.
It's getting there. And then we talk about dinner a little bit more. And then it's 11:30.
Okay. So
12:30.
Still talking or not?
Nothing. 1:30. Hello. At 1:30.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yes. Shut the fuck up. Shut the back and front door. Yes. And I'm like, oh my God. But at that time, I'm the type of person, I go to sleep and I turn off my phone.
Yeah, you do.
Literally turn off everything, all the computers, everything.
Nothing.
The world could burn down and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
You would not know.
So I woke up the next morning and I see that hello from him. And I'm like, by this point, it's Saturday. I'm fed up.
Done.
So I'm like, okay, listen. Linda, listen. Let me tell you a few things that you need to understand. And I said, okay, we set a time and a place, and I will be there. This is now the third day that you've done this to me.
I'm surprised you put up with it for that long, to be honest.
Me too. I don't know, but something inside of me, I don't know. Maybe I need to work on some personal issues and the fact that I need love. But anyway, so I was like, okay, pick a time, pick a place. I'll be there with bells on. He didn't pick a time. He didn't pick a place.
Oh, shit.
And then I was like, okay, well, I'm about to go have dinner at Bottega. Mm-hmm. Be there or be square.
Not be there. I can't believe you just said that.
So I'm sitting at Bottega. I asked one of my other friends, G, to come with me because I feel like he's going to stand me up.
Okay.
So I get there around, I guess, so we had a conversation at 9:30, and I said, still didn't say anything. And I was like, okay, so at 10:30, I was at Bottega. I was like, I'm at Bottega. Like I said, be there or be square. Mm-hmm. G's sitting there, we having cocktails or whatnot. And I see this man at about 11:30 come walking in, all disheveled and very New York, very fast, headphones in his ears and everything, going up to the host stand, asking where I'm sitting. So I came up behind him because I was sitting next to the bar. I didn't go get no table. I'm not going to sit at a table, an actual table at Bottega with an empty seat by myself looking like Boo Boo the Fool.
Right.
So I walk up to him, give him a hug. I'm like, hi. He's like, hi. He gives me a hug, kind of grabs my booty a little bit.
He didn't tell you that he was on his way?
No.
Or that he was coming?
No.
Or there was none of that?
None of that.
Just popped up?
Just popped up.
Okay.
And so he came, and G was looking at me like, do you want me to leave? I was like, no, I don't want you to leave. Because when you come late, to something and I've been waiting for you for 3 days, what I'm about to say to you, I can say in front of my friend. You get what I'm saying? Because I am like,
at that point, it doesn't matter.
I just tickled me. I was like, wow, you have the audacity to show up, and so now I can really read you your Miranda rights.
Not the Miranda rights.
Like I had a list in my head, and I was like, I just have to understand. Like, please explain to me, what do you do that's so intensive or so consuming that you cannot set a time? I would have been cool with Sunday at 4 p.m. is the only time I have to spend with you.
Okay.
Just give me a specific date and time and location, and I will be there. I'm not with all this, like, so.
Yeah, nobody likes to be on standby.
Yeah, I was like, it's very, fun. And I totally honestly said this right to him. I was like, it's very inconsiderate of you to have me waiting for you like this for 3 days. My time is just as important as your time. No matter what you choose to do with your time, it's still my time is my time and your time is your time. And so you can't have me waiting around playing patty cake by myself for you, because you deem your time more important than mine. That is a very fundamental principle of issue.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. I was like, oh no. And he was like, I was really, it's my bad. It's a business trip and these meetings, the overseas stuff, I guess China and all this. I was like, okay.
Right. Fantastic.
Great, fantastic. What they got to do with me? I'm not a convenience person. Like, you just can't just roll up on me.
Right. So what was G saying? He was just sitting there.
Was just sitting there, and we cutting eyes at each other and just listening. And he was, the guy started talking politics, because in this day and age, people just somehow get on politics, and he was talking about it and everything. And he had dinner because I had already eaten. And me and G continued to have our drinks or whatnot. And I felt very confused. I felt like he looked more at G than he did me. Not like he was trying to...
Well, maybe because he just felt bad.
Yeah.
Maybe he just felt awkward in that, he just wanted to kind of make it not so weird.
Yeah. Probably that's what was going on. And he could tell that I was kind of... Pissed. And rightfully so.
So how did the night end?
So after that was done, I thought we were going to go get a drink somewhere else. In my head, I was like, okay, you came there, so maybe me and you can go and have a drink somewhere. And the first thing you do, I glanced over, and he was looking at an Uber.
Oh, shit.
And I'm a firm believer. I'm not going to beg you to stay or give you another option when your first inclination is to book an Uber.
Right.
And then Uber on top of that. Like, Uber, we don't use Uber no more. It's Lyft. And you sit here talking about how much you support Hillary Clinton and all this, that, and the other, but you still use Uber.
Yeah, I got to confess, I took an Uber.
Are you woke or asleep?
Well, I took an
Are you woke? I'm mad at you too.
I know.
Get the hell off my show.
But listen, I still had damn
what?
Listen,
it's done.
I still had free credits left, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay for a ride when I have a free ride, so I'm going to use this free ride, and I did. And I didn't feel bad about it.
Well, anyway, back to my story. I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide on that one. And so he left, and then afterwards, I texted him. I was like, "So what's going on? I'm confused. Are you attracted to me? Like, what are we doing here?" And he was like, of course. He's like, abso-fucking-lutely. I'm attracted to you. We have a chemistry. I was thinking all type of things when you were sitting there. And I was like, well, could you share some of those things that you were thinking? Because I have no idea what
she
is.
This, yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, maybe he's the type of person that likes, some people just like the fantasy of it all, the texting and the idea of it, as opposed to actually being like, I don't know what that is. Like, and then last night, once again, he hits me up and was like, okay, I'm going to dinner with my friend. Oh, so now you have time to go to dinner with your friend, but you didn't have time to give me an appropriate dinner time, but you're going with him. And he was like, oh, I would ask you to come, but the reservations, it's really touch and go, because we're going to go to the bar and eat, because the reservations at this place that he was going to supposedly was really difficult to get. Whatever. And I was like, no worries. At this point, I'm over it.
I would be completely.
I said, haha, and then once again, I wake up because I went to bed last night early. And I wake up, he hit me around 1:30 again. Hello.
Those are those you up hours.
Yeah. It's like, but you got to establish something with me before you can do
the
you up hours.
Yeah.
If you have something established with me, you hit me up at 1:30. I'll wake up out my sleep. I could sense this. I got a booty call text.
Right.
And I would wake up for that.
God.
But but he hit me up. He was like, oh, hello. what did you end up eating? And I haven't responded to him yet. So that's the update.
Okay.
And the truth be told is his behavior is consistent with what I said last week.
Which was?
Because he just hit me up whenever it's convenient for him. We set up a time to call. He didn't make the call. I didn't hear from him 3 days until 3 days after that call. He had missed the call we were supposed to have. Mm-hmm. So it's my fault. In a way, it's like, something about him I like. And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe I need to give him benefit of the doubt, because I am literally Chopperella. I would chop your ass.
That's why I'm surprised this is still even going on.
Because I'm trying to be a little different. I'm trying to no, I'm not going to chop someone at the very first moment that they don't do something that I like.
That's fair.
Otherwise, I'm like, maybe I am just going to be by myself. That's okay. I've become very used to being, independent.
Solo dolo.
I was about to say independent woman, but
don't confuse them.
Don't confuse. Okay. But yeah, that was a story. I'm looking for a good man. If any of you love muffins, know a good man that has a good job, you think would be good for me. He needs to be somewhere close around my age. I'm mid-30s. So I just want something I feel like it needs to be 5 years either way.
To tweet you? You want to tweet you?
Send me letters.
Tag you on Instagram.
Tag you on Instagram with photos of this person that they think I should be with. I'm looking for it's hard doing everything myself. I need companionship. I need somebody today to go and get me some damn coffee. Some tea. Nobody was there but me. It was just lonely. And it feels so I called Postmates, but I was like, damn, it would be nice if I had Boo. Boo, what you want? What you need? You okay? That's what I need. I need a Boo, you okay?
Okay. And not a you up, but a Boo, you okay? Okay. Okay. I'm into it.
Oh, getting back to Boo, you okay? And these topics on lovebscott.com. Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian split again.
Yeah. I can't say I didn't see it coming.
I don't know how I feel about them. I honestly do not know how I feel about Blac Chyna and Rob. I feel like the whole relationship is a fabrication to me. Yep. Something about it does not seem real. And for Rob, it might be real, but I don't think Blac Chyna cares two halves of a shit about Rob. I think she did that as a play for, continued attention, a play for money, a play to stay relevant, a play to still be in the whole Kardashian family that was trying to push her to the side. Because at one point she was friends with Kim and all of them and Khloe and stuff, and then something went left, and I think it's probably because her sister Kylie started dating Tyga, and it was just they were like, it's better just to kind of push her to the side. And she was like, I'm not going to be pushed to the side. I'm going to date your mentally compromised brother and have a child by him. Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, something is going on. Some type of mental illness is going on with Rob.
Well, the thing for me that really kind of exposed what it was when they got into that fight right before Christmas, and she went on Instagram and was like, you're sad and you're pathetic, and that's why, you're depressed and nobody likes you. And she went on this whole nasty, 3-paragraph rant about this person who she fathered a child. Not fathered, but who's the father of her child.
Yeah.
And I don't know in any relationship where somebody who you're engaged to would come out and say such disparaging things about another person.
Yeah.
And that's terrible.
And then on top of that, another person who if you are behind the scenes, he's dealing with mental illness.
Right.
And could exacerbate his situation. And what if something were to happen to him? That to me just really showed that she really didn't care about him.
No.
But I already knew that.
They weren't living together.
The type of dude that Blac Chyna typically would be attracted to or date. And Rob is none of those things.
Never will be.
Never will be. So there was a reason why she did it. And a lot of my Love Muffins love the fact that she was doing something to
shake the
Kardashians up and what they're going to do. But what they don't understand is that Kris Jenner is the mastermind behind all of that shit. Mm-hmm. And she going to get her checks. Okay, because she's still executive producer of the show, of the Rob and Chyna show. Okay.
Well, she was like, well, here's where we are.
She probably got a deed to the baby. She plays no games, okay? They plays no games. Do not get it twisted. Kris is not the one ever.
No.
Even if you see how she parlayed that whole Caitlyn Jenner situation.
Right.
She parlayed that to the fullest extent. It was just masterful.
It was.
And a lot of people don't know that when she first met Bruce Jenner, this was before he was. I mean, she met Bruce as Bruce. Yeah, she met Bruce as Bruce, and Bruce Starr at the time, his celebrity was on the decline, and she helped build him back up and his celebrity to the point where he was making money again, as well as initially that's how they secured the reality show deal, was based off of Bruce Jenner's celebrity.
Right.
It was before Kim Kardashian's sex tape. That came and strengthened it. That came and made more of a thing to it. But initially, it was based the Keeping Up with the Kardashians was the tie-in or the celebrity there that was the
draw,
the
network draw.
Yes, was Bruce Jenner, and then their family. The dynamic of their family.
Right.
So, but that was Kris Jenner building him back up to have a celebrity that then a reality show could be based upon. Right. So I just want people to understand that Kris Jenner is more. It's deeper than that. And she gonna make her coin off of no matter what her children do. That coin will be made. Okay? So I just feel like the whole situation with Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian to me never seemed real.
And it wasn't.
And it is
Cute baby though.
Cute baby, beautiful baby. Look just like Rob.
Thank God.
With a head full of hair.
Thank God.
Help us, Laura.
Because, they were saying that they weren't sure if it was his. So when it came out looking like exactly like him, I was like, oh, praise God.
But it's so messy, though. Like, it's hard to keep up with all of the stuff that's going on. It just if you just break down the fact that Blac Chyna used to be with Tyga, and then they broke up, and Tyga was now with Kylie. And then Blac Chyna went and had a baby by Kylie's brother. It's just a lot. That right there is just, it's not incestuous, but it seems that way.
The funniest thing to me is when I see Kylie holding King. Like, because he's so big and she's so not. And I'm like, girl, you look way too young to be playing stepmother. But if that's what she wants to do,
right,
cool. And they're still going. Like Tyga and Kylie, it's been a couple of years now. They're
it's something there.
They're making it work.
So making it work. Speaking of which, people making it work. Beyonce and Miss Tina.
Child, what kind of transition?
Speaking of making it work.
I really wanted to let that go, but I just...
making it work. They making the fact that Beyonce did not win Album of the Year work by sticking their middle fingers up. See how I did that?
Yeah, I see.
You see what I did there? Oh, okay.
Aren't you supposed to be sick?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm back. Okay. Oh, my shawl fell off. I'm getting hot now.
But yeah. How did you feel about those pictures?
I don't know who they were directed to.
Okay.
That's why I think it was really brilliant how you wrote the post on lovebscott.com. It was very much so like, maybe she's talking to the Academy, but she could also talking to Carlos Santana.
Maybe.
Or she could just be doing what she did in Lemonade and Formation. Yeah.
Right. So,
but her mother jumping in and putting the middle finger up, that to me, what kind of tipped the table towards, or whatever you want to call it, towards it being directed towards
something,
someone. Yeah.
For sure. And for those of you who don't really know, Victor Willis, the lead singer of The Village People, put out a letter to the Recording Academy, basically exposing the secret committee that the Grammys has to override nominees in the 4 major categories. So in his letter, he basically said that this is the reason why Beyonce didn't win Album of the Year. Now, the committee's been around since like the late 80s. According to a Spin article, they take out the nominations that might embarrass the Academy and replace them with more favorable people. So they were saying that the Macarena, remember when like the Macarena was really
Macarena.
Yeah,
Macarena.
That one. That could have been in the nomination pool for like Song of the Year.
When I sing, like, you never acknowledge my vocals, and it's becoming a problem. Like, I'm serious. Like, we have this, like, it's a problem. You have to say, when I sing, you have, like, that was really good. Like, I need positive reinforcement so I can continue my journey as a vocalist. Okay? I just want to put that out there.
There's so much that I want to say, but I'm not, just because...
I'm tired of this hate. Like this.
Like, no.
You have to suppress my vocals. My vocals are amazing. They are amazing, and they're a gift from God.
Listen, I feel like when you have a bunch of yes people around you, you end up in not so great situations. So
right.
you can always count on me for a no.
So you're
hell no.
So are you trying to say that was
no?
Are you saying that was a no?
That was a not today. Try again tomorrow.
Okay. See. Okay. All right.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm going to stay triumphant. I'm going to keep on living.
As long as you don't keep on singing.
But getting back to the Macarena, they took the Macarena out.
So they were saying that they took the Macarena out and that this committee has all of this power to, pull in people who they feel like will draw a bigger TV audience and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So that letter came out right before these pictures of Beyonce and the middle finger came out. In addition to Carlos Santana basically saying that the reason Adele won is because she's a singer and she can just stand there and sing, whereas Beyonce needs the theatrics and she's not so much of a singer. So combine those two things with the timing of Beyonce and these middle fingers would kind of make somebody think that, okay, there might be something more going on here.
Right.
We don't know. Could be.
When I saw the photos, I definitely thought that it was directed towards the Academy.
Me too.
I don't think it was directed to Carlos Santana. I think it was just the overall feeling of the night. Because they were taken at Solange's party. Mm-hmm. So after I had left, they came, later on that night, presumably because I left around damn near 2 o'clock. So they must have came 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But I had a bed to go to. So that happened the Grammy night. Mm-hmm. So that was before.
That was days ago.
That was before Carlos Santana had said what he said. So it had to be directed towards the Academy.
Right. And I think, the one thing about Beyonce is that her timing is never coincidental.
Yeah.
Out of all of the pictures they took that night, they didn't have to put those pictures out.
Right.
But they did.
They did.
And there's a reason for that.
For sure.
So.
And that's fine. And she can say fuck the Academy. Drake did. Didn't Drake say fuck the Academy?
He sure did. He said he
didn't want his 2 Grammys.
Right. Because he won for Hotline Bling, which he feels is a pop song. Okay. But because he's black and a rapper, they put his music in rap categories. And he's like, that's not really cool. Why is it that no matter what I do, I'm going to be a rap artist? Why do you always see me as a rap artist? So he was like, I don't even want him.
Oh, wow. So can you return to sender Grammy Awards?
Or he can send them to me. I put them on my mantle.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Like Drake gifted these to Denver.
Yeah, donation. Charitable.
But because he heard my vocals on the show, and that's what it is. He wanted to, validate, to award me through you for my vocals.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's important. Okay. I think people need to understand.
Believe what you want.
Yep, I said what I said. Okay.
Okay. Speaking of Nene, she might be coming back to the Housewives next season. So they're saying.
I want her to.
I mean, they keep saying. I feel like every week something comes out that's saying
she's coming back.
That's what I think it is.
I think her and Kim are going to come back, and they need to, because I just feel like that is the anchor of the Housewives of Atlanta. Nene is funny as hell. Mm-hmm. I love her one-liners and stuff. It's just nothing like it. And she has this presence, and I want her to get back in there with that comedic quality that she has and reclaim her throne as the queen of Housewives of Atlanta.
Well, some of the girls reportedly don't want that to happen.
Yeah, but it ain't about the other girls. It's about the fact that, I feel like they need Nene in order for it to have the centering. Like, Nene kind of grounds it and centers it in terms of she's the one that's been there from the beginning. And Kim is also one of the ones that's been there from the beginning. So to have them both back, it will kind of feel like good old times again.
As long as they have real shit to kind of keep it going. Don't just come in there and just create some bullshit for sake of creating bullshit.
Yeah. This whole lesbian thing with Kandi is exhausting. I'm exhausted from hearing
Did you watch it last night?
I did watch it last night.
Oh, my God.
And how they were going back. Her and Portia had dinner or had lunch or whatever, and they were going in on each other, and she was saying how everyone knows. They both were saying how everybody all of Atlanta knows that each one is a lesbian.
Right.
And then how Portia was saying something about how Ty was in New York and using an alias to try to sleep with somebody.
Which isn't it convenient that information would get back to Portia just in time for her to sit down and argue with
Exactly.
Kandi? That don't even make no sense.
No, it make no sense. And that Kandi was in a relationship 7 years with a woman.
Damn, Portia. All of Kandi's business.
But Kandi supposedly don't know none of yours. But all of her. It don't work that way.
That's why I don't believe
tea is never shared that way. If you got to, in certain situations, I've always learned that you have to give a little tea to get some tea.
Absolutely.
So there's no way that Kandi's not going to know no tea. And then Kandi said that, like she said on our show, well, she said off camera on the show about the part about Portia said she's going to eat her until she came. And so Kandi said that about 3 times last night.
She did. But Portia never denied it, though.
Portia never denied it, but she said she doesn't like short and stout.
Right.
That was a good read.
It would have if she would have said teapot, not teacup, because it's teapot.
She can't get shit.
She can't get nothing right.
Dang.
Never. I guess always something between that and I'm not on meditation.
I'm not on meditation.
Instead of medication from
Oh my God. And how she thought the Underground Railroad was literally underground, like underneath the building, like a railroad that goes underneath.
Oh, bless her. Bless her. You know, my favorite part about that argument last night were the two women in the background who they kept cutting to. Did you see them? They just kept looking like, oh my God. What is happening?
I would too. It's two people come in there and make all this damn noise, and I'm sitting here trying to have a nice brunch.
And somebody's talking about lesbianism.
Lesbianism. talking about kitty cat. Oh my God. Who do you believe? What do you think?
I believe Kandi. Because, I mean, I think that if Kandi were doing those things, she would have no problem saying she was doing those things.
And I don't see why she would lie about having a sex dungeon in her house when she sells a line of sex toys. So it actually, to me, would make sense that she would have a sex dungeon to have all the sex toys in there.
A testing
facility for these moments that she's selling. So if I believe her when she says she doesn't have one, because why would she lie about something when she's already connected to sex toys? I mean, like, having a sex dungeon is not as, I mean, if you're going to try to put a weight on shocking, it's not as sexual or as freaky as having a line of sex toys. Like, you felt in your spirit that you wanted to attach your name to how many SKUs? She said like 300, some crazy amount, a couple hundred SKUs of sex toys for pleasure, for sexual pleasure. And there's no other level of shock value associated with anything regarding sex than that. But I need another plot. I need another storyline. I need this whole lesbianism situation is not something that's going to keep me watching. I need some real stuff to go on. I want to know who Mr. Chocolate is. I want to know who Phaedra was having sex with when when she was still married to Apollo.
Right.
That's what I want to get back to that tea.
Yeah, they just kind of dropped that.
They dropped that.
They dropped that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about that. So I think Phaedra must have complained or something. That dropped like a brick.
Yeah. Well, no, I also think it's because, Kandi, she did say that to Phaedra on camera, but ultimately I don't think Kandi wanted to put her quote unquote ex-friend on blast like that.
Yeah.
Kandi's not running around just throwing out all of Phaedra's business. It's always in context of her being asked or her, somebody saying, what I know. What do you know? So that's why I think that kind of went away.
Yeah. I love the chemistry between Nene and Kim. If they bring that back, that would be a good infusion of something that's familiar to us as the audience, to us.
I'm glad you caught it.
Hey, kiss my ass. Don't ever forget, I'm from North Carolina.
Kiss your arse?
My arse. I'm from Ursher. I am from Ahoskie, North Carolina. It will come out from time to time, every now and again, here and there, through and through, up and down, side to side. That's rather right.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go. You think, what's happening too? Is because you've been in the studio dropping some beats with your little Hollywood songwriter people, producer people. You think you can come over here and judge little old me?
No, listen.
Let me tell you something. I need to be up in that studio helping dropping them beats too.
Okay.
I'm gonna just show up one day. I'm just gonna come right up in there and be like, God. So what's been going on?
Kiss Kiss Part 2.
Kiss Kiss up and down my body. Yes. I saw the other day someone had said like Kiss Kiss is still their jam.
Yo, no, that song is dope. Like I still listen to it in the gym from time to time. It's still kind of everything.
For the love muffins that don't know, I released a single years ago called Kiss Kiss. It's still up on iTunes and there's a video up on YouTube if you care to watch it. And it's like, I think I had like a million views, the Kiss Kiss video.
The song went in.
Yes, honey.
That song, and every time I see that guy on the Haves and the Have-Nots, I'm like, oh, he was in B's video.
Yeah, I was kissing him and things. He's a nice guy. He's good looking. He's very nice. Very nice. Nice young man. But getting back to
good looking.
These lovebscott.com topics. One of the topics that kind of made me giggle is Melania Trump. I'm saying, is it Melania or Melania?
Melania.
Melania Trump is reportedly miserable and unhappy.
Yes.
As the First Lady of the United States of America.
Tough titty.
Tough titties.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Like your husband.
We're unhappy.
Like your husband
We're miserable and unhappy. We're miserable and unhappy that your husband is president.
Right, and you're mad because you can't, live your fabulous, glamorous life the way you once did.
But
Girl, kiss my ass.
It's so funny to me, though. It's like, he's so against immigrants. And, and then his wife could literally barely speak English. And she's like the most foreign of foreign people.
And then they played her at that rally this weekend. They had her doing the Lord's Prayer. She was reciting the Lord's Prayer.
She was reciting the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think it was the Lord's, one of those prayers.
One that she was saying the prayer. She was doing it.
She was doing it, leading the prayer.
Help us, God.
And I was like, ESL.
ESL. No, I just think that this is funny. Like, I'm all for immigrants. This country was based on immigrants. And I'm everything about it. But, like, for your husband to be someone who wants to deport immigrants and against immigration policies that are inclusive, for her to be the first lady is just the most ironic, shocking thing ever. Like, deport her ass. Like, if you want to deport everybody, like, check her paperwork. Because someone was saying that some of her stuff, that how she qualified to be her, and something her papers
she
wasn't
came over here
with
like a tracking number. That's it.
Wow. Help us, God. And somehow
FedEx dropped her off on the doorstep.
And Donald Trump picked her up.
And he was like, you know what? You're my wife.
You're my wife. And here it is. You're going to be the first lady. It's like we live in some really crazy, like, you can't even make it up.
Mm-mm.
Like,
you can't.
It's just, I just don't even know what to say. Every day when I wake up, I feel like that's the thing about 2017. The only thing that's making it feel very somber and downtrodden is the fact that he's president.
Mm-hmm.
And all this, I don't know what other word to say for it, but all this fuckery that's going on is just so pervasive, so continuous. I don't know what to be upset about. It's just so much going on. I can't pick what issue to be upset about because it's like his thing, and maybe that's the strategy. Just hit us thing after thing after thing after thing.
It might be.
So we don't see or notice the underhanded back deals that are being made financially. Something else. This is just a distraction. Trust and believe there's a whole nother layer of secret things that are happening financially that's going to benefit him that we are not aware of at all.
I believe it.
This is the smoke screen. He is screening us like we're being distracted by
Kellyanne Conway,
social issues, things that pull at these the emotional underlying tensions that we have. And meanwhile, he's back here wrecking shop,
opening golf courses in UAE and all that crazy shit.
One of the places that he didn't ban,
right,
on the Muslim ban.
Yeah,
UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Help us, God. And then he's calling his golf course in Florida the Southern White House.
The Winter White House, right?
No, the Southern White House. The Southern White House. Mar-a-Lago, however you say it. I just don't know what. And they said that he's already spent more money protecting him
in travel and
stuff than they spent on Obama in the whole year.
You mean the whole
year? So protecting him.
Obama's year versus
Obama's year for security and keeping him safe and sound. Trump has already spent that. And he's only been president for 4 weeks.
Yeah, because we had 3 damn places. You have Trump Tower, you have the White House, then you have Mar-a-Lago.
Yep. And all those places have to be...
that we're paying for.
Yep.
Talk about conservative.
Yeah. But I'm happy. You know what's so great about it? I'm happy that he's doing all these things. Because these things that he's doing, for the most part, are also going to be affecting the people who voted for him. Mm-hmm. Peeling back Obamacare, which a lot of his voters don't know is also called the Affordable Care Act, is so hilarious. Like, it was literally a segment on television where people were arguing with the reporter.
Oh, Kimmel.
Arguing with the reporter, basically saying that the Affordable Care Act is not Obamacare, but they are the same thing. And so when they lose their insurance, because they are rolling it back and so they can't qualify for it, and or if they have a pre-existing illness under the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, people with pre-existing conditions or illnesses could get insurance, whereas before they couldn't.
Correct.
So that alone is huge. And so I just don't, I hate how people they just didn't realize that the person that they were voting for is not going to do anything to help them out of the class that they're in. And that's really what in the United States is going to come down to. It's like we get caught up on race. We get caught up on all these different issues. It's going to come down to money.
I would like to point out that Kanye West said that about a year ago.
It's true.
I just want to
it's true.
On the record.
Because what's happening and Donald Trump is going to keep his voters in their class. So what he's doing right now is ensuring that the millionaires and the billionaires get bigger and more extensive tax breaks and power. Mm-hmm. And then the people that are, middle class and below are getting stripped of things like Obamacare and Affordable Care Act.
Basic shit.
Yeah. And I think he's going to do something with Medicare. So he's
fucking it up for everybody.
And then the day I saw something about he's going to stop funding for PBS. I was like, damn. Like, you really are evil.
I saw that. Well, his wife is unhappy.
So like, I just don't know. Like, anyway, speaking of somebody that's not happy, like this segue. Okay. Speaking of somebody that's not happy, we're going right here with Future. Future had to settle his lawsuit with Rocco. From Donald Trump to Future and Rocco.
Hey,
had to settle the lawsuit because I guess Rocco was his manager. Rocco was the one that discovered him or found him.
Put him on, basically. And so he signed with Rocco's whole management label, whatever, before he signed with Epic. Right. And so, Future is now Future. He's huge. And Rocco's like, oh, wait a minute.
Where's my check?
Where's my cut? Because I'm the one who actually put you on and you signed all of these papers. So he sued. Future sued back. According to a story that came out over the weekend, they settled their lawsuit. And Future has to give Rocco royalties from his next 2 albums and half of his touring revenue for the next 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Which, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Now, Rocco came out on Twitter and was like, I don't know who made the story up, but it was a very detailed story for somebody to have.
Did he deny it?
Made it up. Rocco or Future?
Rocco.
Basically. But I think that might be because of the whole settlement. You can't really talk about settlement things, but I guess he wanted it to be known that
he wasn't the one that was leaking the information.
That he got this. He wanted the information out, but didn't want people to think that he put it out, I think. Because also in the story, it goes into like Future's advance deal with Epic. So for those of you who don't know, when an artist signs a record contract, they give him an advance. That's the money that he lives on. And as they release albums and tour, they pay back the label plus interest, what's being owed. Classic like TLC shit. But now that... But
unchain my heart.
You trying to sing again?
You love me.
Damn it,
I am a little bit under the weather, so I couldn't get that last part.
That's what it was?
Yeah, that last.
Okay.
Then the part when she goes up,
yeah.
I just kind of stayed where I was.
Anyway. So now that Future has to give Rocco all of this money, he can't pay Epic back for the advance. So in the settlement, I guess he agreed to give Epic a percentage of all of the deals he makes outside of his label to help pay back that advance that he's now giving to Rocco.
Yeah.
So
I agree, though. I mean, if you sign a contract and people are entitled to their money, they're entitled to their money. Because Future wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for Rocco. Is this Rocco the same Rocco that is the...
And they're cousins.
They're cousins, too?
I think I read that.
Oh. Everybody in Atlanta cousins, ain't they?
True.
but isn't this Rocco that is the parents of Monica's? Oh, okay. Cool. We have to... Okay, so when I saw the Fine Felon, a.k.a. Prison Bay, that made me think of Stranded Bay.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, so Fine Felon, you remember the Fine Felon that everybody was talking about on Instagram and on Facebook, who was in prison, but he's so fine. His mugshot. Somehow I think his mugshot got out and everybody was like, damn, he's fine. Fast forward to now, he's out of prison.
Yep.
And he's walking in New York's Fashion Week.
At the Philip Plein show.
That's amazing. God is amazing.
God is good.
And the thing about him, too, he has his brother is fine, too.
Oh, I didn't know he had a brother.
Yes, he has a brother. It's a brother, cousin, something that was in the picture, and they both look just alike. It's his brother.
Oh, yeah.
He has a fine brother. And I was like, wow. And he's also married with 2 kids, so that's good for him.
It is.
It's good that he's doing something positive with his life, and hopefully this can continue, and he won't have to go back to being Prison Bay.
Right. And sometimes you just have to trust your journey. Even when shit is terrible, like you can be in prison and then come out and then have a modeling career.
And be walking in New
York Fashion Week.
That's amazing.
So, that's a testimony.
That is a testimony.
That is a testimony.
Are we going from the Prison Bay to Stranded Bay? Or do you want to talk about Trey Songz?
Well, there's not much to say about Trey Songz. So he had a dating show that was announced that it turns out it's fake and it's all a ploy to sell his album.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Trey Songz is fine though. He's cute. Oh, I did see that he was on The Breakfast Club and he was talking about Kiki, the whole situation where Kiki was upset that she was used in one of his music videos, supposedly or allegedly, without her permission. And he was on The Breakfast Club basically saying she lied, that, there was a big sign as you came on the premises in multiple different locations that said that we are shooting and you will be recorded and the footage could be used. In addition to that, they're friends and he doesn't understand why she didn't hit him up directly to express her grievances about it. I agree. And he also mentioned like how, you know, he wasn't bitching about the fact that she was taking videos of him and putting on her Snap, this, that, and the other. And he just felt like she was doing it for reasons that weren't, you know, that was just not cool. Unnecessary. What do you think about it? You believe that?
I feel like the truth is somewhere in between. I think that Kiki probably didn't intend to be in the video,
right?
But she still wanted to be in the mix. And I think that, you know, she probably did see those signs, but she was like, you know what, Trey's my boy. You know, if I don't want to be in it, I'd be fine. And it didn't work out that way. And now she's mad.
She wasn't fine. And she probably saw it and was like, I wish if I was going to be in it, I would have preferred to look a little bit more on point than how they were showing me.
For those 2 seconds.
For those 2 seconds. I think she was randomly on the bed somewhere and her head was in the bun. Like, you know, like if you're going to be in a music video, let me put my best foot forward. Yeah, let me just pull myself together real quick so I can make sure that I'm presentable to be put out to the masses. Yeah. Anyway.
Had it not been for Kiki, I would have never even seen the video.
Right.
So,
all of it would just seem, I was like, I don't know.
Like, y'all are arguing over this?
That's how I've always felt about Trey. Like, I don't know. Like, he's fine, but that's about it. I don't really get into the music. He just good looking. His brother's good looking.
His brother is really good looking.
Fine. Oh my goodness. And those nude pictures of his brother that leaked. Ooh. Oh my God.
I don't know where to go from here.
Hampton University slams the quad.
That did happen.
Yep.
That did Hampton.
That did Hampton. So basically, BET has a new show, a fictional show about historically black colleges or college.
A college, like it's set at a fake
but
college.
It made them think of Hampton. Hampton took it personally.
They did. And so the president of Hampton...
Because the show has like scandalous storylines involving students sleeping with the dean, hazing, sex, and violence. And they were just like, we're not having it. The president of Howard University wrote a letter to Deborah Lee basically saying, do better. And this is not an accurate depiction of HBCUs. Mm-hmm. And he's afraid it's being portrayed in a negative light. Deborah Lee responded, and very typical Deborah Lee. You know, I can imagine her saying this too. She was like, I would like to say that if you don't like our programming, that you can turn the channel.
Right. More or less.
We here at BET have been supporters of blacks. You know that's how Deborah Lee is.
You know it is.
She's like,
every year at the damn BET Awards, she gets up on that mic and it's like,
girl, do we have to see her again, of all people? Can't she do a pre-recorded moment?
Right.
Can we have like a voiceover?
Do a video or something.
I don't know, but I don't know why she talks like that.
I don't know. Old age, I guess.
No, I think she gets nervous when she's in front of, her voice starts to shake and feel like someone is like shaking her.
Anyway, Hampton's pissed.
Deborah Lee's not.
And a lot of people are kind of going back and forth as to whether or not it's the responsibility of black entertainment to always portray the community in a positive light.
Right.
Since we get so few opportunities to actually, show the experience or whatever. No. The answer is no.
Yeah.
I mean...
And you also have to ask yourself, too, shows that do portray things in a positive light don't get really watched.
Yeah. And it's a drama. Like,
people
it's not
want
a documentary.
drama. Yeah, that's why people like reality TV. That's why the biggest episodes on shows are when people are fighting.
Right.
People want to tune into that. I mean, that's something that says more so about the nature of people than it does
the people making the show.
Yeah. It's like they just trying to get BET and all that. I do commend, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I do commend BET for trying to produce content that people actually want to watch.
Right.
Because they have been producing content for quite some time that nobody cared about. The only thing that they produced before that people cared about was the awards. Mm-hmm. Now they come in with like Being Mary Jane and the Quad. Like they're trying to figure out that movie that they did with the New Edition. Mm-hmm. Like they can't lose all those movies to Lifetime.
Right.
Or VH1. BET's coming back for what should have been theirs. Mm-hmm. So I get it.
I get it too.
I'm not mad at them.
Me neither. So, have you seen the show?
No, I have not. That being said, I have not.
Me neither.
No. No. Anyway, say what now? Say what now? Stranded Bae.
Is it time for Stranded Bae?
You have to explain this because I saw it briefly on Twitter, but Stranded Bae is now it was trending worldwide. People are talking about it. It's a thing. Mm-hmm. So what happened to Stranded Bae?
So I'm gonna tell it the best way I can because there's so many pieces to this story. So there's a girl on Twitter, I am Queen K, who was dating, I say that loosely, this guy whose Twitter name is Cash Money, Cash Money. We call him Cash Money.
Okay.
So he flew her out for Valentine's Day.
You should know that with a Twitter name like that, that's already, we already starting out on some shaky ground. Cash Money.
Listen. So he flew her out to where he was for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
You know, did the whole boo thing, got her flowers and bears and chocolates, put her face on a T-shirt. They had matching T-shirts.
Oh, my God.
You know, the whole thing.
He went out to the fullest extent.
It was actually really cute. And and the girl who's telling the story, she had pictures of all the stuff that she's saying and everything. So they, you know, did their whole Valentine's Day thing. They had sex. It was time for her to go home. Now, this is her version.
So
of the
after
story.
they have sex, it was like a wrap.
It was a wrap. I mean, I don't know if it was like that quick, but eventually the trip was over.
But he had her going home on the same day she came. Her flight.
Now that I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't know. But fast forward to when it was time for her to go home, whenever that was.
Okay.
She went home. She went to the airport. She missed her flight.
Okay.
So she's texting him like, hey, come, you know, pick me up. I'm at the airport. No response. So she's at the airport for like 10 hours. She's texting him, his friends, his homeboys. Nothing. This girl is literally stranded at the airport.
For 10 hours.
Meanwhile, he's on Snapchat at the club, partying with his people. So she ends up taking a taxi back to his house.
Oh, wow.
Here's people inside, him, his friends. She's knocking, banging. He doesn't answer the door. He calls the police.
Oh, my God.
And the police make her leave. And then eventually she just kind of made her way home. Wow. Now, that's her version of the story.
Okay.
He says that, yeah, you know, he flew her out and that, you know, they did the thing. But she left knowing that she had been evicted from her house back home.
Oh, wow.
And she was trying to
stay
there with him, and he wasn't having it. So not only did, you know, he took her to the airport, not only did she miss her flight, but she missed all of the following flights in hopes that he would come back and get her and they could, you know, quote unquote, figure it out. And that, you know, he said that she was acting crazy. And her mom was DMing him on Instagram talking about, like, you know, my daughter's calling me. What's going on? You know, y'all need to work this out. And he had, like, screenshots of the DMs and everything. You know, so he basically says that she was trying to move in and he just wasn't having it. And left
so she
her
had
at the
gotten
airport.
evicted, according to his side of the story, she had gotten evicted from her place before she came out for Valentine's Day in hopes of staying out there.
More or less, yeah.
Wow.
And then there was a mouse. So
not a mouse.
So wait, I gotta get to the mouse. So in her telling of the story,
Wow.
there's a part in the story where she gets to his place and she has a video of like a mouse running across the floor in his apartment.
Okay.
She's like, I should have known then. The mouse was trying to tell me that, you know, he wasn't shit. But I'm like, girl, you saw that mouse?
And you stayed?
And you stayed? You must not have nowhere else to go.
You must have nowhere to go, yeah. A mouse, and that mouse that I saw, I did see the video of that. It was shooting around like all the place. That mouse was getting it. That mouse was running around and getting it, honey.
Oh my God. So yeah, go to lovebysky.com and you'll see the full story, the play-by-play, because it's a lot more exciting than probably how I'm telling it.
Yeah. In the car, when I was on the way over here, I was looking at the post on lovebysky.com, and it's extensive.
It is.
Like, you included every tweet possible.
It was funny. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. You know.
I think Denver was very thorough.
And I'm not that animated in my storytelling, so go to the site, read the story, and it was a good one. It was a good one.
That was a good one. Prison Bae and Stranded Bae. Is that a new thing on Twitter where everyone's calling it Bae?
Mm-hmm. What Bae would you be? Hashtag
Lonely Bae. Lonely Bae. Because I'm sitting here putting up with shit from a hypothetical person. I mean,
at least you didn't get stranded.
I don't play those games.
How you go somewhere with no money too?
Right.
Like, that's another thing. Like, she just did it all wrong.
I don't leave the house without having my money. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? If you ain't got no money, stay your broke ass home. Isn't that the saying?
Right.
That's what she should have done. And then the fact that her mama was DMing him, asking him to figure it out, you as the mama should have stepped in to figure that out. You don't be DMing some random dude. Man, no, you go check on your daughter and get her on a flight.
I missed the spot when she was at the airport looking at the Snapchat. Not only was he in the club, but he was snapping with like other girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
He better be happy that she didn't go off the deep end and try to physically harm him.
Well, that's why he didn't answer the door, he said. Because he was like, she's crazy. I'm just going to call the police.
Wow. Okay.
And, for a black man to call the police to his house in 2017, it was something.
It's a situation. Because you would have to be like, for her to come back to the house after he had not answered her calls and she's knocking on... She's basically, if she come back to the house 10 hours later, that's like the next day.
Right.
Pretty much, for all intents and purposes, 10 hours later from when he probably saw her, it literally probably was the next day or close to it.
Like 5 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, no. I would have think, in that situation, I would have called the police too.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. The last day what now of the week is Kyrie Irving believes that the earth is flat. All I have to say to this is, stay in school.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. It's important to, just get one of those, what do you call them, prerequisites? The basic prerequisite courses that you need, even to get your high school diploma. Just like the basic requirements would have taught you that the earth is indeed not flat.
Right. Now, I will, I'll give it the context it deserves.
Somebody thought that. Did Christopher Columbus think it was flat? Somebody thought...
Listen.
Some random person believed, like in the history books, I remember someone saying they believed the world was flat, but then they also then realized it wasn't because it kind of went around.
Yeah. Listen.
Okay.
But
what's your thoughts about it?
Well, I'm just going to give it the full context because
it is. I mean, not to cut you off again, but it's because this is called the Trump effect. Where you can say something and now people doubt everything. Because people are now saying it could be. How do we know?
And that's what he was saying more or less. He was just saying that, everything that we know we've been taught and who's teaching us, the people who are teaching us have all the control. So question everything. Which, cool, great point. But then to take that and apply it to the earth is flat context, that's where I'm lost. The earth it's not flat. You can't question that. So, and then his dumbass teammate, Draymond Green, was like, well,
You could be.
You could be.
You just got to stay in school. It's important to stay in school and go back and get, a course where you can work. You can work on your, well, they did go to college. Well, some part of it, right? I don't know.
Listen.
And you know how they push them athletes through without any
courses.
Just them sham courses where they just push you through because you're an athlete and you're not really retaining information. Because I'll be damned if I got on national television and talk about the earth being flat. It's so shocking but so appropriate for right now where we are. It's just On that note, we are, speaking of where we are at the end of the show.
Yes.
And I want to thank you all, Love Muffins, for listening to the B. Scott Show podcast. Be sure to go to iTunes and subscribe and to rate and review the show.
Yes.
Because that's very important to us. And also, go to lovebscott.com on a daily basis like you've already been doing. I'm so appreciative and thankful and grateful. And until next week, double kisses. Mwah, mwah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to The B. Scott Show. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Love B. Scott. And make sure you review the show on iTunes. And you can always find me on lovebscott.com.